Figure 4 Radio. Lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in.
Hello and welcome to...
It's over!
Hello and welcome to Senior Figure 4 Radio Senior Podcast. My name is Senior the Killer Kyle Brown. I am also joined by Senior Luco Mack.
Hello.
And Senior Ollie Spring. I forgot your name for a minute. Ollie Spring.
Hello, brother Kai.
Okay, so last week we had a watch of the deletion match, and for some reason,
Oh my god.
we've contracted some sort of Matt Hardy STD, and
Yeah.
Well, Ollie
can't
definitely
stop.
has.
Well, yeah, it's over.
Oh my day.
Anyway, that was a brilliant one. So
Yeah.
check that out. It's fig4radio.weebly.com and iTunes and Stitcher and all the lovely places you can get our fantastic podcast. Anyway, this week I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. What do you think of the Hall of Fame, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is, I think if you're gonna put the right people in for the right reasons, then there's no reason for you to have 2 or 3 people a year to be put in it. I think having a class of like 7 or 8 means you're going to get through the roster and get up to current people really quickly.
Exactly.
And I hate the whole celebrity wing.
What is the point in the whole celebrity bit?
I get the celebrity wing.
Why?
And I understand why it is what it is, or why it's there, if that makes sense. It's just trying to get more eyes on the WWE than...
Yeah, no, I understand. Like, WrestleManias, obviously, there's always been celebrities in it, from Cyndi Lauper, Mr. T.
Yeah, with the very first one.
Yeah, Tyson, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
All these people have been in, and I understand their drawing power for people who aren't maybe necessarily wrestling fans. But this year, for example, they put Snoop Dogg
I think
in the Hall of Fame. Now,
I think there's 2 reasons why Snoop Dogg went to the Hall of Fame this year.
Why?
One, because he's made various appearances on WWE over the years. Secondly, Sasha Banks is his nephew, and she was in the main event, which was a very big deal. So I think by putting him in the Hall of Fame, it kind of spotlights.
But then
the fact that, and as well the fact that he played her into her, he did her entrance music.
So
it's almost like it's extra promotion. It's all about promotion.
Yeah, that's fine.
That makes a mockery of the Hall of Fame.
But this brings up another point as well, which is, obviously until China passed away, there was no talk of her going into the Hall of Fame.
I don't think that's true, is it?
Well, no, there was, but it wasn't as... You know, it was more of a passing comment, like, oh, she'll be in it one day. It was never like, oh, she's going in this year. Whereas, like, because if you search for China, and Triple H said it on the podcast with Stone Cold, that if you search for her, you're just going to find porn images. Yet, if you search for Snoop Dogg, all you're going to see is him smoking blunts.
Yeah.
So how is that any different, like, from a company image-wise? So for me personally, I don't see the point in having him there.
And has Snoop Dogg had his 30-day suspension from the well policy?
That's a very.
Yeah, damn right.
That's fair. But I think the main thing is the fact that Snoop is a big deal. He's a very famous. I don't want to say musician. He's a very famous
artist.
And I say he was playing. He was there because he was doing Sasha's entrance. They're basically just milking him for as much as they can while he's there, if that makes sense.
People like Andre the Giant, yes. Hulk Hogan, yes. Macho Man, yes.
But this is all the rest of the whole
that
point.
Should be the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE is World Wrestling Entertainment or Federation back in the day. It's not got the musician. Oh, fuck them.
But that's why they had that. But I'm not defending them because I don't particularly care either way. I'm just trying to put a point across. It's the fact that they've called it the celebrity wing.
Is Mr. T in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. He had one boxing. Boxing.
He main evented WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2.
What about Butterbean? Wherever his name is.
He's not in there because he was. Yeah.
Is he in it?
No.
Well, he'll be in it in 2018. Buy it. No, the reason why I've got this is because I've seen it on Facebook. It's like, should the Big Show be in the WWE Hall of Fame? Yeah, in a couple of years, maybe.
He's still wrestling.
No, he should do.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Show,
I know he's still
Big Show
wrestling.
100% should be in the Hall of Fame eventually.
No, eventually. But I think
yeah.
anyone
Yeah.
that's still currently wrestling
Shall I sorry,
Should
what,
not.
Should Goldberg? That's the main one that I saw. Should Goldberg be in the Hall of Fame?
he held the title for less than 3 months and was buried by everyone in WWE. And from a WWE point of view, no, he shouldn't be in there at all. The only Hall of Fame,
Shouldn't be.
the only Hall of Fame you would put him in would be a WCW Hall of Fame. But obviously, with the company not being there anymore, it's not ever going to happen. And the reason I say that is because he actually brought a lot of people to WCW. Like this whole 173 unbeaten streak and all this kind of stuff, and people wanted to see him.
Yeah,
Was a big thing for WCW, yet that never transpired in WWE.
Can I have a guess of one bloke who, unless he apologises and whatever to Vince McMahon, won't be in the Hall of Fame? And I think is going to be it's
Go
injustice, basically. CM Punk.
on. CM Punk is a really sticky issue with WWE, isn't it?
I don't think. Well, yeah, but then
I think he should be eventually, but will he ever get in there just the way he left?
I think there's every chance CM Punk could return to WWE. Like,
I think he's going to get his ass handed to him at UFC 203.
That's UFC.
And but then I think he'll have to turn around. I need to go back to wrestling, and short of going back to where he started in Ring of Honor,
He can do a deletion match.
he could do a deletion match.
I basically think if CM Punk sidetrack, I guess, in a way, because
Yeah, go for
Punk's not there, but I think CM Punk, he's regardless of what happens in UFC, he's only ever going to go back to WWE. I don't think he's ever going to bother with TNA, Ring of Honor, Global Force, New Japan. I don't think he's going to bother with wrestling unless it's going to be for big bucks that only WWE can offer.
But I think, he came out, and sorry to stop you, but he came out on the podcast with Cole Cabana and said that money-wise, he's actually okay.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he go somewhere like Ring of Honor where he can do a few dates and wrestle a few matches?
I don't think he wants to wrestle anymore. I think he's burnt out from it.
But why? Like you
He's
say,
had plenty of time off now.
he's got got plenty of money. But then that Floyd Mayweather fella only will box. He doesn't need money, but he will only box for 100 million. He
that's
doesn't
'cause
need
he's
that
a
money.
prick.
But I know. But so arguably CM Punk.
Well, yeah,
Anyway,
I guess so.
we don't know what the future will hold, but let's go back to talking about the past and who's in that. I still think I can understand the celebrity celebrity wing.
It all just seems to be
It's-
friends of people.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Like, there's no-
But I'm guessing that they'll have done a lot more than just be friends with people to get in there. As I say, Snoop has promoted the WWE. He's been a fan for years. He's guest hosted spots. He's beaten up. Hang on, here we go. Here is one reason why Snoop deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He beat up Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, yeah, I take it
fair
back.
enough.
All forgiven.
Slay's wiped clean. Should we just restart the podcast now without that opening run? But plus, as well, as I say, it's all about promotion. Like people like The Rock, people like Stone Cold, people like
The whole Attitude Era should be in it.
Brock Lesnar. Oh, don't get me started on the Attitude Era. But basically, so all the wrestlers that come back for one-off appearances just to get more eyes on the product, it's exactly the same thing. When the Rock, when you advertise The Rock for WrestleMania, it's because people that only watch WWE once a year will tune into WrestleMania because of The Rock. And if they tune into that and they hear all the stuff, oh, Snoop Dogg's in this Hall of Fame thing. Well, I've never heard of the Hall of Fame. Let's watch this and see what Snoop's all about. You also then see people like Stan Hansen going in, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've never heard of this guy. Let's hear about more. You hear about the Freebirds, and like
Bushwhackers.
were they in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, they were.
This year though. Okay, I was using but yeah, this is my point. But you learn it's like the access drug. It's like Snoop Dogg is the marijuana to the pure heroin that is WWE. You try a little bit of that, and then all of a sudden you're hooked in on the rest. Well, maybe not hooked in off the Hall of Fame, but but it's about getting eyes on the product, because people in Snoop Dogg's world maybe won't watch wrestling, but they'll see that he's in the Hall of Fame. They'll see that he's rapping a wrestler to the ring, and they'll watch it. And that's the way you garner more fans, is by people that aren't sure watching it. And then if there's anyone out there that can be brought over to the dark side, bam, you've got them. Like when we talked about how we got into it, I didn't give a shit about WWE. I was 100% TNA, and like I didn't even give WWE a chance. And then the whole John Cena and The Rock thing happened. I was like, and I think, and it hooked me in. And I hadn't heard of half of the roster at the time, and all of a sudden I was a big fan of half of them. It's promotion. It's getting people through the door. People getting eyes on the product.
Luke, will Dolph Ziggler ever be in the Hall of Fame? Okay, enough said.
It's tricky. It's hard to tell. Though.
No,
you never know what people are going to do.
I want to say no, because you think of people in the Hall of Fame and you think of, forgetting obviously the celebrity wing, you think of people in the Hall of Fame, you think of people who have huge runs with titles, people who have had...
Not necessarily. There's a few,
there's a few people in there haven't, but you think of some of the really big names from the past. And I, unfortunately, as big as Ziggler is, I think he is just going to get lost in the wayside with it, and he won't get it. No, it's fine, but he's a...
But you mentioned briefly about TNA, and this is what I think they're doing right in comparison to the WWE. Now, WWE, they've been going for, 32 WrestleManias now. They were going long before that.
Yeah.
So, yes, you have a lot of stars back in the day that you should be going, they deserve to be a Hall of Fame. Whereas TNA has not been going that long. Ollie, how long have they been going?
TNA, 15 years?
Yeah,
16 years?
16 years. In comparison to over 32 years, I like what they've done in one a year. Bound for Glory. So you've got Sting, you got Kurt Angle. Yep. Granted, they've done a lot of stuff for TNA. Team 3D.
They basically started picking the people they could that weren't already in the WWE Hall of Fame, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, completely.
And then you got Gail Kim and you got Earl Hebner, which I thought was like...
But that's a good one. Like Ollie says, Earl Hebner has refereed every match ever.
He refereed Andre and Hulk at WrestleMania 3. He's been there from day one.
That's about time he got some recognition.
That's what I like about TNA, because it's more of a club, isn't it? It's a legitimate club. Whereas basically, if I go over to WWE and screw in a light bulb, I've got a really good chance of being in the Hall of Fame in 2018. Where it's just like you say, Snoop Dogg, he basically done his day job down to the ring. Now, if I sat at my desk getting reeled to the ring, I should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think the contention you have, though, is mainly with the celebrity wing, isn't it?
No.
Okay, go on.
Because I mentioned briefly about Goldberg. Should Goldberg be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
A heel turn, which is unlike me, against Sting. Why the fuck is he in the Hall of Fame? He wrestled 2 matches for WWE. Why is he in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I'll tell you exactly why. Do you want to hear why?
I don't. No, I don't. Because he was WCW and he's wrestled 2 fucking things and did a little bit of a promo, and now he's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Who owns WCW?
I don't give a shit.
No. But
I know it's WWE. I know it's Vince McMahon, but there should be a difference between WWE Hall of Fame.
Are you essentially saying there should be like a WCW wing?
Yes.
Like you've got the celebrity wing, the WCW wing, and then the WWE wing.
In some ways, yes, but I just don't... I think Sting should be doing a lot more in WWE, even if it was backstage doing what Dusty Rhodes used to do in NXT, doing more of that stuff than just coming in for a year, do 2 matches, a couple of promos, scare the living shit out of Triple H, and then he's in the Hall of Fame. It's like, come on, he needs to be doing a bit more just to go... Yeah, you know what? I've from everything I've done in WCW, I should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. No, fuck that.
So you're saying that all the stuff he did before he came to WWE is irrelevant to him going into that Hall of Fame?
Yes, because it's WWE.
Okay.
How long has WCW been out of business?
A good 15, 16. It's about the time TNA.
2001, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he's in the TNA Hall of Fame. Brilliant, because he's done a lot in TNA. He deserves to be there.
Yeah.
So, but I think the reason why it's important that he went in to the Hall of Fame this year, well, for starters, he signed, which was a massive deal. Imagine if you were a wrestling fan that hasn't seen WCW.
Okay.
So imagine like me. Okay, and you haven't seen TNA either. You have no idea who Sting is. You have no idea why he's being.
So why is he in the Hall of Fame?
Because he deserves it dude, come on, you're a WCW guy.
I know. Yeah, no.
He deserves it, right? He deserves to be... it's recognition for hard work. It's recognition.
For hard work in the wrestling industry, but this is not the Wrestling Hall of Fame, it's the WWE Hall of Fame.
There's plenty of WWE people... There's plenty of wrestlers in WWE Hall of Fame that haven't even been in WWE.
Exactly, so why the fuck are they in it?
It's recognition For their
what?
For their hard
So
work.
you're essentially saying
for their commitment and their what they've put into the business.
So hang on a second. You're essentially saying that the WWE Hall of Fame it should just be for WWE specific wrestlers.
Yes.
Okay. So
Or
what about
WWE staff? Their caterers might be in there for 50 odd years and they're not in the Hall of Fame.
right? Okay. But what about the people like Sting? Like you said,
Would you buy a ticket to the Hall of Fame to see a caterer go in?
It'll be brilliant.
Really? Like,
Yeah. Well, no, obviously not. But you get my point. That Sting needs to be recognised. Let's put him on a stage, and let's all suck his knob. But what about the caterers? Sorry about that. We can cut that a bit out.
you
But you
can
see
do
what-
that
see
if you
my
want.
point?
But it's the
I'm good.
Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And I think, to be honest,
So, okay, why-
To be honest, I get
Why
what
is Snoop Dogg there?
I get what you mean. He's in the celebrity wing. Right, just leave that alone for now. I know how you say like it's the WWE Hall of Fame, not wrestling, but let's face it, the WWE is wrestling. They are.
I'm sure TNA will disagree with that.
I'm pretty sure New Japan would disagree with that as well.
Yeah, but
Lucha Underground.
for the Western world. And I
Okay,
think
it's
that,
a
to be
massive part. Yeah.
honest, to be honest, I think you can't argue WWE is not a behemoth.
No, it is. It is
It is
completely.
a fucking killer whale. Killer whale. Yeah, killer whale in the sea. And then you got New Japan, which is like an emperor penguin. You've got TNA, which is like a little
shrimp.
fish. Yeah, a shrimp. Yeah. WCW was some plankton. ECW was some moss on a rock. And you cannot deny. Kai, you have a house phone?
I have a house phone, yes, actually. No one ever rings it, and for some reason it's going off.
And I've never known you've got a house phone. Anyway, where was I going with that before someone drunk dialed your house?
Someone from the 1970s called.
Yeah, as far as like the WWE Hall of Fame, if you say it is the most recognised Hall of Fame in the world of wrestling, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Does New Japan have one?
Not that I'm aware of.
Precisely. They might do, but no one knows. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people don't really know that TNA has one, to be honest.
I agree with Kai, though, when he said that the TNA one, inducting one person a year or one team or something a year, is actually a lot better because I think, I already said it, that it just waters down.
They haven't got as many people that you could put in as because
that's
WWE's
understandable.
got 70, 80 years worth of people that have contributed
Yeah.
to the industry, and that, I mean, as I say, people like what was the guy, the Puerto Rican guy that went in a couple of years ago?
Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah, it was Carlos Colon.
Oh, right, yeah.
For him,
Sorry.
what he's done for Puerto Rico, what Mil Mascaras has done in Mexico. Fair enough, these people haven't been necessarily in the WWE or made a massive impact in the WWE, but it's arguable that they've helped contribute, and without Carlos Colon doing what he does in Puerto Rico, there might not have been many Puerto Ricans to bring into WWE.
Well, they could have kept the Shining Stars.
Well, that's their dad, isn't it?
They could have stayed there.
I think isn't Mil Mascaras Alberto Del Rio's dad? Have I made that up? Or is that just Carlos?
I don't know.
Somebody, but basically, uncle, I think he is.
Okay.
But I think that it's a night of recognition. It's to give back to those that have put in.
No, and that's completely
of course,
fine.
the caterers are never going to get anything back. But then, when do caterers get anything out? Like, you've got to realize
Steak does
that
not cook properly.
it is an event in itself. Actually, this year was the first Hall of Fame I ever watched.
Right, okay.
It's the only Hall of Fame. It was.
I've never watched one all the way through because I can't.
Yeah.
It's like people sit and watch the Oscars. It's like, I can't do this. I watch the highlights.
I
I'll read who wins.
I don't really like. I don't go in for the bum licking side of it. But I love hearing the stories. Freebird. I love some of the Freebird stories. Like, I've never seen a Freebirds match. I don't really know who they are. But some of the stories, I was just creasing up over. I thought it was brilliant. Stan Hansen, again, another guy that I've never seen. I don't really know too much about, but it's about putting the spotlight on, because all of these people that I haven't really had any exposure to, they've given their entire adult lives to an industry.
Yeah.
And I think they deserve a night just to stand up on stage and be applauded and have a chance to tell some stories. And
do you think they should limit the amount of people they put in though? I think you should draw the line at like 5.
But the thing is, it depends, because there's always going to be people that they feel are worthy of going in. And as I say, the WWE have got 70, 80 years of history.
Yeah.
And then as well, if you include this, as a celebrity to kind of getting the the kind of the fringe viewer kind of audience coming in. I think I don't mind the numbers because it's such a huge thing. If it was TNA putting 5 people in a year,
that'd be a bit.
They'd have had their entire roster.
Crazy Steve would be in by now.
This is the thing, and that would then negate the legitimacy of it. But
yeah, it would
because of the sheer magnitude of people that WWE have worked with.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to cover this next week, and when we talk about championship belts. The WWE lists were just mentally huge in comparison.
The time of recording is about 100 individuals in the WWE Hall of Fame. God knows when they started doing the Hall of Fame because I can't remember.
And if you knew how many, like in a decade, how many wrestlers perform for WWE?
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There's
hundreds of thousands, maybe potentially. Well, that's maybe an exaggeration, but a lot, basically. Yeah.
There's one Hall of Fame, and I've been trying to just look for it. That when I was watching Jake the Snake, the resurrection of Jake the Snake, he was inducted into this Hall of Fame, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it
Cauliflower
is.
Alley Club.
That one.
I watched that on Netflix. Yeah, I mean,
see, that one's a more exclusive, legitimate Hall of Fame because
it covers everything. But then,
is Snoop Dogg in that?
Had you heard of it before that?
No,
before that, no. Have you heard? You couldn't even remember it now. So it's,
exactly.
It's. I guess it's one of those things. But then that's like the insider thing. That's like the players' award, as it were, like the wrestlers.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
and that I think is what the Hall of Fame should be.
Is Cauliflower Alley Club, is that televised worldwide?
Of course not.
On an award-winning network.
Because it's not a 3-hour Oscar sort of nomination kind of thing.
I'm sure it is.
I don't think it is.
I'm sure there's a whole suite of a hotel booked out somewhere. Where
no. It's like that, but it's like the TNA inductee night, where it's just that one fella. When they deserve it, or when they feel like they deserve it.
I still don't really. I mean, the TNA one. I mean, what is it? I mean, the Hall of Fame is recognition, which is good because those in the TNA Hall of Fame, without a doubt, deserve it.
Yeah.
But then, like, I saw Kurt Angle get... What's this thing? I call it... I'm doing the inverted commas for those of you who can't see us. We still need to get that on a fucking T-shirt. Me and Scott Star Spud were at Wembley Arena when Kurt Angle was inducted. And it was Jeremy Borash with a podium, and Kurt Angle gave a little speech. They gave him a wristwatch, which was really fucking weird. And that's it. And everyone applauded and gave him a clap, and he cried.
Oh, thank you.
And that was kind of it.
Right.
And it didn't really feel like that big a deal. It was just another segment. Whereas I think the WWE Hall of Fame, it is an entire night. You get an hour pre-show where you see everyone turning up. And you know, it feels like a big deal. Everybody,
it's got its own red carpet. It's like its own award show.
Everyone's dressed in tuxedos.
It's the night before WrestleMania as well. Yeah.
It is the Oscars of wrestling, I feel like. Because the Slammies used to be quite a big deal in a way. They had its own night, but now that's just another part of Raw.
Yeah,
I quite like the Slammies though. See, the Slammies is like who's actually going to win, whereas we all kind of know. They're going to get inducted. But, okay, so we got.
Should they combine the two? Have the Slammies and the Hall of Fame?
Why not? But then they'd probably have to stretch it to an even longer show. I think the Slammies should go back to their own show on their own. To be honest, but let's say it feels like a big deal because everyone's in tuxedos. There's a big stage. I mean, as I say, you see all the wrestlers out of their ring gear, but they're in tuxedos, suits, ties, ball gown dresses.
I do think it's a great occasion the night before WrestleMania. Everyone celebrates it. I just think there's some people in there who don't deserve to be in it.
Okay, apart from celebrities, who?
And
why? Okay, well, Snoop Dogg, fair enough.
Snoop Dogg, Sting. We can argue at that point till the cows come home. I still don't think he should be in the WWE Hall of Fame yet. I think he still needs to.
He's not going to do anything more, is he?
He's not going to.
But he could do stuff with the WWE.
I'm sure he probably is. They also had his DVD to promote as well, so that kind of helps.
This is where like you say, they're turning inducting somebody's recognition into a promotion and advertising for somebody's DVD.
It's win-win-win.
But that kind of makes a mockery of what they've done in a way.
It doesn't?
Because it doesn't celebrate them. It's celebrating, oh yeah, we got a product coming out, we need to sort of it's like when The Rock has a film comes out, he comes back to WWE. It's like he's
does a segment and then puts us off again for 6 months.
You just know that the Tooth Fairy 2, when that's going to come out, whenever it does, he's going to be back in the Raw, slagging off Rusev and shagging Lana.
That's just a short promo on a weekly TV show, and he's wearing street gear.
just not exaggerating. I was just exaggerating. But you know that the Rock's
Okay,
coming back.
on the Hall of Fame page of Wikipedia,
Yep.
it lists Sting as 6-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WCW United States Heavyweight Champion, 3-time WCW World Tag Team Champion, 1-time NWA World Television Champion. There's a lot of accolades on there. He carried a company. You can't deny that.
In its dying days,
Yeah.
I think.
And he
Wow, not just its dying days.
no, but
No, but I think
he
the
could have
NWO,
quite easily
like,
jumped ship towards the end, but he didn't.
Yeah.
The
but-
NWO was a big thing to push.
Yeah, and he was
I don't-
with
yeah.
that. He was up there basically dragging that through the mud with it.
Sting is money on the table as far as WWE are concerned as a product, as a brand, as a brand. He is money on the table, so they need to do everything they can to push him, to make sure his DVD sells, to make sure people are bothering to buy the network to go back and watch his matches. Like, for example, if you didn't really follow, you watch wrestling in the the late 80s and 90s, you're a massive Sting fan, and then WCW closed, and then you gave up altogether, and you see on Facebook, oh, Sting, he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Then all of a sudden you do more reading. All of a sudden you discover that you can actually go back and watch all of WCW on the WWE network. You didn't know that. You know that now because someone put Sting in the Hall of Fame.
Making a bit of a mockery. It's like, well, what?
Well,
what is
no,
it?
it's not,
So you go
because
back
it's-
and watch all the stuff in WCW. Go, okay, let's watch.
Would
his,
it be?
Let's watch his WWE career.
Would it be
lost?
Would it be a mock? No, okay. His WWE career is a mockery,
Yeah.
but his career in wrestling, which WWE owns the entire video library for, is impressive. He was the biggest star in WCW.
Yeah.
Where else is he going to get any recognition other than
TNA.
WWE? Dude, okay.
All right, hang
Have you
on.
seen, like-
I think we're literally flogging a dead horse here. I think it's the thing of
I think Kai's just pissed off because Sting
No,
had
I
a
think-
shitty WWE run and it was too little. Too
No, I
late,
kind of-
which I can't
see-
dispute because it's true.
I see the point on both sides. So
I
I
think
believe
he deserves to be in there.
But this is going back to should Goldberg be in the Hall of Fame? No.
no, I
Why
don't think
not?
so.
He's had a better wing streak in WWE than Sting has.
Exactly. But
yeah,
I still
but-
don't think he should be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Why
I
not?
think from a legitimate wrestling side and what he's done for the whole entire business,
Yeah.
if that's what we're going to talk about, then no, I don't think he's done enough to earn that spot.
Now, if the WWE Hall of Fame turned into the Wrestling Hall of Fame, yeah, Sting should be in
It
there.
pretty much is.
Yeah,
Come
but they should
on.
stop saying WWE then. It's the fucking...
It pretty much is the Wrestling Hall of Fame because anybody is there anybody that deserves to be in there that hasn't been through the WWE at some point?
Kazarian. No, I'm joking. The one bit, I don't know if I like it. Yeah, I do like it. There should be a wing called the I Beat Triple H Cleanly.
It's got like 4 people in it.
Yeah,
And that whole section of Connor, I think...
Connor's in there.
Yeah, no, that's on green. I just think that part of the Hall of Fame, I kind of
What do you think of the Warrior Award?
What do you think of the Warrior Award? I'm not sure if I like it.
I don't see the point in it.
No.
I mean, I can and I can't at the same. I completely agree with putting Connor in.
Yes.
It's tricky. It's like something like Children in Need. Right, whenever Children in Need is on, you want to watch all the cool shit, all the funny stuff, all the stuff that you can only get that one night. But then you also have to watch the adverts of African kids looking sad at cameras. It's that kind of it's that kind of thing. It's stories that make you feel something.
Yeah. But
I haven't got a clue who that other woman was that went in. She had breast cancer. She's a big deal in America, I guess, because
she's a huge.
But once again, it's recognizing people. I mean, the Warrior Award is all about what the people with warrior spirit, and that's fair enough.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that side. The Connor,
Connor the Crusher.
that's the one.
My collect, yep.
Why was he in the Hall of Fame?
Who, Connor?
Yeah. I get he was...
Did you not see the video
I
package?
saw the video package. I was tearing up in everything.
Yeah, everybody that met that little kid in the WWE was like just crying when he passed away. Like he was a big.
To be fair, I had a bit of a tear.
He was
Don't
an
get me wrong.
inspiration. He was an inspiration to them. He inspired them when they met them. And come on, if you're Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, you meet millions of fans all the time. One stands out. You want to do something to honour that.
Yeah, without trying to sound mean or anything like that, if I met Stephanie and Triple H, or Paul, whatever Levesque, whatever his name is, and I made him cry. Would that mean I get in the Hall of Fame?
Are you just going to make him?
It depends
kick him
how
in the
you
nuts
made him
really
cry.
hard?
I know, but
Just like tap him on the quad and tear one, and
I get it. It's a nice sentiment for him.
that's
to be
what it
put
is.
in
Sentiments. That's what that part is about.
Yeah, okay. I get it, but I don't get it.
You have just a heart of stone.
ice.
No,
Yeah.
I was bawling my eyes out at the whole thing, and if you put that on the screen right now, I'll probably bawl my eyes out
And
again.
shit like that sells tickets. It gets people invested. People love that
So
stuff.
it's a money making scheme for the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Well, they've got to sell tickets at the end of the day for the show. They've got to
Of
make
course they
it.
do.
They've got
So
to get eyes on it.
It's more about selling tickets, getting the money, than it is actually recognising these people as individuals.
No,
and
I
what
don't
they've
think
done.
it is that. There is that
There's
recognition.
elements of each. There's
Yeah.
But then wrestling is about telling stories, but it's also about putting people in seats. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how good a story you're telling. If people aren't watching, then it's shit. Like, it's...
If you look at the feud between someone like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, when it was on somewhere, was it Ring of Honor they were at?
PGW, Ring of Honor.
Yeah, so when it was there...
In the Indies.
Yeah, when it was in the Indies, like, not even half the amount of people that know about it now knew about it.
Yeah.
And as soon as they've come over, they've kept that feud going, and it's putting bums in seats.
Eyes
like
are on
you
the
said.
products,
Yeah,
yeah.
eyes are on the product. So that's essentially what the Hall of Fame is doing,
Yeah.
like Ollie has said. It's getting people in seats, it's getting things going. And that's what the celebrity wing is about.
And I also get the feeling there's a lot that we don't really see.
There's loads of stuff that goes on backstage that we
That's
have
it, yeah.
nothing about.
For all we know, Snoop Dogg could be backstage at WWE every single time they're within a 100-mile radius of his house.
Passing reefer around.
That's it. Yeah. There you go. Like, and in fact, didn't he mention that he got stoned with John Cena in a recording studio?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he did.
you know.
And then we know what happened to Roman Reigns.
Snoop Dogg's the drug dealer for the WWE.
He is.
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, I do like the Hall of Fame. I just think there's too many people in it every
but
year.
There are certain names that I've just looked at the list now, and there are certain names on there that I'm not 100% sure on. And there's one name that's jumped out at me that was inducted in 2013. That I
Yeah.
thought, why is he not up there with Andre the Giant?
Who's
That's
that?
Bruno Sammartino.
Yes. Big,
Why did they wait so long?
No. Bruno Sammartino didn't want to go in. They were begging him for years to go in.
I was going to say, because he should have been up there for me personally.
Yeah. And this was very well documented, actually. And it was Triple H who made the phone call and built up a communication. Basically, Bruno Sammartino was very... when the steroid scandal came out, Bruno didn't want anything to do. He basically cut all ties, got himself as far away from the product as possible.
94.
And basically he didn't want anything to do with them. And he fell out with Vince. And both of them had obviously had their pride, and they didn't want to, rebuild the bridges that were burnt. And it was Triple H that reached out and actually started the communication waves. And after about 4 or 5 phone calls, I think it was, he said, "Look, Bruno, man, you've got to be in the Hall of Fame. We need to recognise you." And he was like, "Okay, Paul, for you, I'll do it for you."
Yeah.
And he did. And then it's the same. I say, Warrior had fallen out with everybody for such a long time.
That was
And
really sad.
Yeah, and the bridges were rebuilt. But you're exactly right. Bruno Sammartino should have gone in sooner. But then at the same time, when is the right time for someone to go in? There's a few names that I think that should be in there right now that aren't. Owen Hart being one.
Owen Hart should be in there,
without a doubt. But I get the feeling. But and then once again, there's a lot more than we're probably aware of, because obviously all the stuff, all the legal stuff with his wife, and I think his wife basically wants Owen's memory erased from WWE forever, which I think is impossible. But
yeah, I mean, when your brother's inducted into it, that's going to be really difficult to...
The Rock actually isn't in there yet, from what I gather.
The Rock's not.
I had to look down this about 4 or 5 times.
No, The Rock
I don't think it's the time is right for The Rock.
Yeah.
I think he needs to go away for quite a while.
No, I don't know about you guys, but I think the past 2 WrestleManias, every time The Rock's come, I was bored by both Rock segments. The one with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon bored me.
Yeah.
And him this year with the flame. I mean, the flamethrower was cool, but the whole thing just dragged on for far too long.
Yeah, and I think his segment, I think it was Raw the week before as well. Dragged on far too long. He's not bringing... I don't think he's bringing as many people in as we think.
Maybe, I don't know, because he's a big deal, but...
He's a big deal. He's an A-list Hollywood acting.
He's the highest paid actor in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Last year.
So he is a big deal. But like I was saying, every time he's got a film come out, we just know The Rock's going to rock up and rock things.
Do half hour and then piss off again for 6 months. Yeah.
But I certainly do think that The Rock needs to stay away from WWE 5 years, 10 years, and then be inducted, and then bring him back again. And then I think
we need to.
Do you think that's
really
the same
him.
for someone like Stone Cold?
Yes.
Is he in there at the moment? He must be in.
No, but then he does a lot anyway, doesn't he?
But then he does all his podcasts and stuff with all
That's true. Stuff. Is he really not in there?
Stone Cold's not in there.
No, he's not.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
To make a massive impact like they want The Rock to do, they need him to stay away for a little bit.
The Undertaker's not in there yet, is he?
Nope.
He will be. Kane will be.
Kane will be. There are lots of names I think we could throw out that will be. I think.
Godfather.
I think the funniest thing was we were talking about obviously the celebrity wing, and the first thing that went through my head is, in 10 years' time we're going to see Stephen Amell inducted into the WWE.
Maybe.
We will be, but just because he jumped the barricade and
Stone Cold is in there.
Oh, is
actually?
he?
Yeah, I knew he was.
Is he? I didn't think he was in.
2009.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Inducted by Vince McMahon.
Oh,
no, that's
same year as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Cowboy Bill Watts, Howard Finkel, Coco Beware.
Is Linda McMahon in there?
Linda? I don't think so. Well, no, Vince isn't in.
No, Vince's dad's in.
Yeah, naturally.
Well, I don't know, because he would have hated the whole thought of it. He hated the fact that his son took over his company and, bought his company and then made it this worldwide thing. He was more than happy to keep the territories.
Yeah.
So, but hey,
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Start it all off. Anything to add on the Hall of Fame, Luke? You said you sounded like you.
I know, I think I was actually. I think it's I think it is sad that, like we mentioned the China thing earlier, that they're not gonna put Benoit in there, and I understand why.
Yeah,
I completely understand.
That one I can understand.
I completely understand why he's not going to go in there. But then it brought up the whole Jimmy Snuka thing for me. Mm-hmm. Like he has been taken off the WWE website in Hall of Fame. He was inducted, I want to say 2015. No, they took him down in 2015. But he was inducted, and obviously since the whole trial thing's come out with him, they've taken him down. So I understand they're keeping their distance from things like that, but part of me, like, there is no excuse for what Benoit died. Like, you can't excuse it. But then you also...
We may have reasons, but that's no excuse.
Yeah, but you can't... You also can't excuse how good he was as a wrestler.
Exactly.
And that needs to be said somewhere.
And this is going back to the whole Sting thing. Yes, it needs to be recognised, but then for wrestling, so does Benoit in some ways.
Yeah.
But maybe not the Hall of Fame, but we understand why.
Yeah. But hey, it was a passing comment.
I certainly agree with you. Anyway, what do you think on the Hall of Fame? Is there too many getting inducted every single year? Who do you think should be in the Hall of Fame? Who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? Do let us know on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Figure4Radio. You got Twitter as well. It's at Figure4Radio along with Instagram. Why not check out some of our videos? It's youtube.com/F4TV and go and check out our website. It's figure4radio.weebly.com. Anyway, thank you for joining us. I've been the Killer Kyle Brand, joined once and always by Mr. Ollie Spring.
The podcast is over.
And right next to me is the Luke O'Danto Mako. It's Luke O'Mac.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for listening. Check him out. It's fun. iTunes and Stitcher. Goodbye. Delete.
Lock it in.
This has been a Figure 4 Radio production. For more podcasts, go to our website www.figure4radio.weebly.com.